Okay, so I have a game here. I don't think I've played any chess. I have done some pawn and game studies though. I wonder, what is the volume on this? I could turn that down a bit. Maybe up a bit though. And then from my perspective I can turn it down there. Okay, so we get a, whatever it's called. Okay, we go castle. They play closed, will they play the open? When they play the open, what do I play? I don't remember. When they play the closed, I play this. Okay. I'm trying to remember what I do. I think I play a4. Yeah, that sounds right. Castles, a4, knights. And I think I retreat it, or I can take, right? Because the bishop hasn't moved yet. What do I do here? Is this a move? Or am I supposed to play a c3? I think I'm supposed to play a c3. Ooh, no, I think... Well, no, there's something... Maybe if they play... I don't remember precisely when I played knight a3, but this is perfectly fine as a setup. I can play from here, even if I don't remember the theory or whatever. This is probably a decent square. Otherwise, I'm moving my knight first. How is this move? Oh no, I think that's in bishop here lines, or lines where the bishop eventually goes here, right? No, you're trying to block it. Huh. Yeah, I don't really remember. It doesn't matter too much though. I can come up with a good move if I just focus on coming up with a good move. I mean, I could even play that, but should I start with rook e1? Probably not. I'm gonna just start with bishop here. They might play this though, so maybe I should have prevented that. But then if they take it, I get this, so... And I can expand at the center. I don't know. It's fine, it's not optimal, but it's not really the biggest deal in deciding the game or anything. They're just trying to fiend Keto, I guess. If I go here, does this move become a threat? I don't think so, really. Though it's not my foremost preference. I'm gonna play this though anyways. I might play f4 at some point. Yeah, I'm not the happiest with how I've played this, but... Yeah, I don't know, the position's whatever, it's just a normal position. I don't see a great way of making progress though. I guess I'm gonna end up playing rook e1, but I also want to play f4 at some point. Okay. So they're trying to move it to g3, I guess. But if I want to push f4, then I don't really know. And if they're gonna have ideas like this, although, yeah, that might be annoying. It might stop me from getting an advantage. Mine's where like I do that, then here, and this, but then there's pushing too. You know, I'm gonna try to play f4 without the rook on the f-file, or maybe I'm not. I don't know. Knights here though is a plan at least. free open the D file in some respects. And I should just have a positional game in spite of it, you know, not being optimally set up. It really doesn't matter too much. What does that do? That seems like a terrible move. They're just trying to occupy this square. Do I care? Not at all, really. Yeah, you can occupy it, but they can just kick you whenever I feel like it. Granted, this is hanging. But if they go here, for example, and I push, you know, takes, I guess they're also threatening to capture my knight if it moves to the square. I don't know, it just can't be a good move, though. Don't I have this? Wait, isn't that just blundering a pawn? But then this pawn is blundered, so... Huh. Wait, so this is a bad move, because after this... Maybe it's not a bad move, but it's not what I would like it to be. But then here, and I'm threatening this, and that's checkmate. Oh, but then the rook takes back, maybe? Then what if I kick the rook? Then they go here and it's fine. Isn't this also a threat? Yeah, this move should be winning. At least. Because the combination of the bishop, the knight here, and me threatening this knight here, I don't know how they defend all this. So because I think I'm winning, I'm going to take a bunch of time to really just guarantee this. So if I go here, they obviously can't capture it. And this is a massive threat. I can at least do this and trade the two pieces. But obviously that's not my preference. Go here. So wait, what was my fear? Something like this. Then it is true that my knight is hanging, although with this and then defending it too. But then there's, you know, ideas of kicking it. So if I just take this, I'm threatening to move with a check and I'm attacking the queen. So unless I'm missing something egregious, this should just win me the game. Very trivially. Maybe they can fight on. They do have some threats, you know, with the strong knight and maybe the queen coming in. But it really shouldn't be anything relative to me, I don't know, winning an exchange, at least, or whatever. Was this here before? Well, the knight wasn't hanging, I guess, so it made it defensible. Now here the knight is hanging. I should be able to stop the counterplay amply. What are they gonna do? They have like this as a move, or this is a move. If they go here, for example, I assume, well, I could take like this realistically, because, you know, the queen is hanging. And with the, I mean, I could look at moves like this, but I don't think they work. So I have this, for example, which would just be, it's a discovery at least, or I win the queen. They don't have any useful checks. This isn't doing anything. Their square here is covered by the bishop. Should this knight take this? So this threatens the queen. The queen's gotta move. They can't just sacrifice that. So that means that then I get a discovery at least. And the discoveries look very powerful. The alternative, of course, is this. Then I suppose the king has to go here. And taking this or whatever, it'd be nice if I could just delete the bishop and play this. But I don't think there is a way to make that idea come to fruition. So this just looks devastating. What are they gonna play? What could they ever play in this position that's useful? My knight has the ability to cover so many squares. So I think this is probably the best move. I don't need to calculate at all. That's not losing the queen, but is there anything else I can do? For example, would be a double check. I could repeat the position, but no real sense in that. This could win the bishop for free, for example, although maybe taking the rook would lessen the counterplay more. But that's only an exchange. Why wouldn't I just try to win a piece? I assume I can save this. Yeah, I should be able to very easily. There's also ideas, of course, taking this pawn at some point, which might lead to something. This here, I have this knight to protect my king. So here just seems the most logical. With me taking this, I don't think taking this knight, or rather, taking this knight and then this knight moving, ever really does much for me. So maybe he had ideas of taking with the bishop and moving the queen, but I doubt it. Yeah, this seems the most solid. I don't really see how I would be justifying another move. And now I can just win this bishop. Unless I want to take the rook, which I don't think I do. I don't see any other ideas. I don't see their knights as scary. So we're just going to take this bishop here. I'm now up 2 pawns and a bishop. If I can trade off some pieces, I think I could beat a grandmaster in this position. But only if I could trade off some pieces. With the knights and the queen, I would find a way to lose it. Well, I guess it would kind of be a probability thing. I'd win some percentage of the time. From even the starting position, I mean, I probably have like a 1 in a trillion chance of beating Magnus Carlsen, even his like peak most trying form, but 1 in a trillion isn't particularly high. This is looking for a fork maybe, so we will just be doing this, I believe. The bishop takes, then it is what it is. I can be thinking of kicking this knight, but I think allowing this is a pretty poor idea. My knight's just going to come in to the square in my king will be very safe with this setup. my queen can also serve to cover some key squares. It's important noting that after this, I mean, bishop takes, you know, would be a thing, but if for whatever reason I want to keep her on the diagonal, then my queen's gotta stay protecting it. Its only defender is a very temporary one here in this knight. I have threats of this. This trade is probably good for them. Even though it's getting rid of a piece, I don't see other bishops ever going to contribute. If not, with my bishop moving. Although, I guess this bishop takes here, but I don't know. But if this bishop's taking here, then it's maybe important that the bishop's taking there. So if that's the case, then you'd rather just be on another square anyway. So I feel like taking it makes sense. But they can play like this, which threatens the pawn here. And I might move my bishop here or something. d4 might be a move, although that would be terrible. They take it. If I don't take it back, I'm losing a piece that's, you know, part of my advantage, so we'll just take it. And now, ideas like this should be possible, because nothing's threatening to take the bishop. Their queen is threatening checkmate, it seems. I think they are just desperate. Probably not much more to it than that. This is an example move, but after this fork, it seems needlessly complicated. I'm gonna just defend, I think. There will be ideas of maybe moving this other knight in and then capturing this pawn. And I think I will have to live with it. I mean, is there a better option? I don't think so. You know, here, it's like annoying, but really what are these knights doing? And they can threaten to trade, and there are knights around my kingdom, and it's just really sucky. Why would I want that? But what else would I go for? Yeah, this is like needlessly annoying. This move also defends checkmates, and I mean, I guess it kind of gives me this option, but the move doesn't really do anything actually for me. I suppose if they go here, then this queen move is becoming a little stronger. Yeah, I would say so. I'd have to deal with maybe the rook and then winning back in exchange, but should be fine, and, you know, ideas like this seem pleasant. So what was the idea? This? Defending checkmate, although they have threats of this too. Huh. This pin also exists at some point. So I guess I start with this. And after they play this, I have this move, which, I mean, even just getting rid of one of the knights just makes my life a lot easier, so we will just play this. Then we're gonna play this. Here, takes, and I guess takes, and then maybe just queen here. And what, I've lost the pawn back and nothing more? That seems more than fine for me. Whoa. I mean, that's not that crazy, but... So, I think this is a good move. Because if I play this... then... it's maybe needlessly complicated. Here, though... seems to work out acceptably for me. They can win the pawn. I would say they have my blessing in that regard. Yeah. I'll let it fly. I mean, I'm up 2 pawns too, along with my piece, so I'm winning back a pawn or 2. Shouldn't really make it like super complicated or anything. This does technically come with tempo. There are ideas of this, but I don't know. There shouldn't be too bad for me. Also, ideas of this, and my knight is now very active after that. How is this move? No, this is just making a weakness. I see no real sense in it. I can also try defending the pawn, but... No, the queen has no squares along this diagonal. And... okay, they go there. Here I could take this, for example, and they take back with the knight. It seems like I'm kind of just getting my dream, right? Because they're never really threatening me in any notable regard. My knight's maybe leading to some trades. So I would say that makes sense. Wait, what was my idea to take this? I do believe so. And then I think it was this. Now the queen's kind of glued, and I don't think the knight has any real threats. They can try to take the pawn if they want. Nothing really stopping them, but it's not gonna be useful. And everything should just be very peachy for me. I should end up a bishop. I also should consider taking this pawn. And does this move do anything? I don't believe so. I mean, this is maybe a little scary though. Like, I could watch out for it, I guess, and just play like this. So if I go here, right? What, they're gonna play this, and now my knight is maybe a bit of a problem piece for me. Whereas this defends this, they can take that. Like, what do I care? I don't think I do. I'm actually getting massive deja vu of a position I threw at some point, I think. If I can just get this queen out of here. It's very nice. I think I might have ideas of pushing. They push this. Maybe I can go back, maybe. They can take this. I don't really care. If I go here, they just go back. No. I mean, I have ideas of taking this. If they take this, I might take this here immediately. Oh, especially because of that. Although, then that anyways, so it's like, who cares? But I might as well. I really wish this pawn wasn't able to go here, because then I'd have this very nice outpost square. But I don't. Are they threatening anything? No, I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say that's much of a threat. Maybe it's a little bit of a threat. It can't be any more of a threat than like that, right? This is probably fine. After this, it's just like, I wish I could cover this square. I can't really. So after this, they are threatening the same idea again. And then the knight would have to come back though. But it should be able to do so. But I have ideas of also lifting this. So like here seems very strong. I'm gonna start with this. There's no way this isn't still winning. If they play this, I'll calculate some complications or whatever, but I'll go here. If I go back and here, it just seems like it's gotta be fine for me. Go here immediately, there could maybe be some problems. Although no, the queen can't really move. Although... I'm gonna start with this one, I think. Then this is the idea ultimately. Cutting off the rook, and this is punished. And I'm also attacking the pawn, but who cares? It's just a pawn. I care about attacking the pawn because it allows me to attack this pawn, which attacks the king. But otherwise, it's not that important, probably. Uh-huh. Is there any issue I find with this move? I wouldn't say so. They move the rook down. I can always push too, which is a thing. I could also go here maybe, but this is probably best. I'm pretty low on time, but everything should be fine. Threatening ideas like this too. They presumably will play like this to defend this and try to get a triple stack, I don't know. But there's just that, so not really entirely sure. Or I guess they would do it with this rook, probably. Oh, this would also hang a rook because of my queen. But this also just makes more sense because, you know, maybe that will be useful. Have to keep in mind ideas of h5. But it probably won't be too relevant. Oh, also, I have this. What am I talking about? I have this at some point. love for something better to do here, but I don't know if it exists. So maybe I'll just go here. And then I'll try to kick the queen. It seems like the most logical way of playing. Though it is worth noting that this is spying this here too. Which is a bit annoying. What if I just attack the knight? I'll force it to choose a square. And then the rook can't really come down in the way it wants to. Ideas of queen here. This is threatening this technically, although it is very defended. Will I just attack the queen? Is there a more sophisticated way of doing this? What's on the agenda? Should I push this? You know what? First things first, I'm gonna move the king out of the way. This pin could get like a little annoying at least. And I really don't want any part of it ever. I also could play this. Does this do anything? Yeah, I would say this is probably a decent move. I'm really using way too much time. I should get going a bit quicker. Well. But I don't know how much I care. If I go here, for example, that seems fine. This also should be adequate. I think they're playing quickly because it's their best chance of catching me. Yeah. I don't know, this protects this, attacks the queen. I'd love to just try to checkmate them. Is that doable? They aren't threatening anything. So with that in mind, I will... No, oh my god, they have a rook there. I'm gonna go here. Takes. Is there ever any threat? I don't think so, right? Because I don't think there is. If I lose this, this is going to be very embarrassing. But it's fine. I also really shouldn't lose this. I mean... This isn't 10 minutes, right? I am getting increments. I mean, I've been playing pretty slowly, so I would think it's the case. Doesn't this work? I think it does. I'm gonna just go here. There's no tactic, right? This is fine. It's just a trade. Yeah. I mean, they would have pawn, of course, but I don't know how much I really care about that. Everything should be defended, fine. Then I should be able to harass them with the knights or whatever. Although maybe with maybe this is getting a little scarier than I'd like it to be, but if I can ever just get rid of the queens, it's fine. Can I do that though? That seems like a bad move to me. I'm not a fan, at least. I do have to watch out for ideas like this, maybe at some point. It's ever defended or something. I don't know how they would go about the defense of this pawn. So maybe give like this a try. Though I don't really know how that's gonna lead to anything. Yeah, I will just attack the queen very simply. Takes. There. Yeah, that's an easy one, right? Takes. Yeah, it's very easy. I'm gonna just run upwards, I think. I am indeed getting increment, I can see. We're gonna play a waiting move real quick. Force them to run back here. But now I just play this. Then I'm gonna move this here, maybe play knight here, although without winning the pawn there are no real prospects, so we'll see. Where do I want to go? Let's just go here. But whatever, the score is good enough. And if the rook has to babysit the pawn, I mean, it's just yikes. Do I want to push this? Not really. Do I want to move the king? Not really. We'll go here. No, they have to go here pretty much, I would say. Then I need to not blunder the knights. How do I want to get this knight even into the position? What square do I want the knight on? This one? So that's like here, here. I don't know what's going on. Is there a way they... I don't think they can ever win the knight. They can win the knight, that's insane. why would I risk it? I'm just gonna go here. Here, 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 here. Should be fine. Or not. Okay. Opponent's trying to be a little tricky, I guess. We'll just play this. And I don't see exactly how they stopped me from winning the pawn. I just take it. That was a desperation move, I think. I'll just go back. And I will play this. Why would I play that? I don't know, I can get it there, maybe? Don't really care. This would be extra simple, but we'll see what happens. Okay, we don't get it, but... oh well. Okay, just go back up. This takes 2 tempos, and me moving my king only takes 1, so... I'll move this out. A little bit, maybe. All the way a bit, maybe. Now I have this square for my knight. Or actually, I think even better, I have this square, which attacks that pawn, so that is what I will do. Don't know how much that matters. Okay, I guess they're gonna push this. I could win the pawn with the rook, so I might as well do that. Okay. There's no way that proves not safe, right? Yeah, I would say so. Okay, very simple. I mean, actually, it was kind of complex. They did find some complexities, but it was very simple for, you know, compared to a normal game. Okay, we get this. Castle, they play this. I'm gonna actually go get my book so I can see what I plan on playing. I mean, my book should be here, or is it? There's the first volume, but this is... no, I think the close is the second. Oh, there it is. Okay. And in this, or actually I could even open up, maybe an easier way of doing this would be chess book. That way I don't have to flip through pages. I click continue building, I don't know. Okay. So I play d6. I put this, there, and castles. Okay. So what happened? They played this, they played the closed. Bam. What? What are we talking about? Oh, I forgot to throw in the move a6. It was included in the other position, so I just forgot about it here. Okay. Oh my god, I'm playing the wrong move order. What is happening? This is ridiculous. Castles here. Oh my god. I'm losing my mind. I'm genuinely losing my mind. Okay, they play this. I play this. They play this. I play this. They play this. I play this. They play this. Go here. There we go. We did it. After castles, a4 is indeed what it wants. I believe I played a4. Went here, and it might not be c3 though. Let's see what exactly I've been doing. Wait, what? Yeah, okay. Played this, I assume. I do have rook e1, really? Oh, I think this might be the move order where I have to play the anti-marshal. Yeah, okay, that maybe partially explains why I really didn't remember it. Because this is the move order where I have to play the anti-marshal, and I didn't bother reading that. I was like, okay, this transposes to an anti-marshal, and I didn't read the anti-marshal chapter. I do have it bookmarked, though, to read the part of it where I go over this. Okay, so I play c3. Which is almost certainly fine. Yeah. d6. You know, I was thinking about rook e1, I was like, or maybe I don't know if it was this turn that I was thinking about rook e1. But I was thinking about rook e1 a lot, but I was like, yeah, that's the best move, but that's not in my repertoire, but actually, I kind of decided to play here. So I play this, which, we see knight a5, d5 ideas also apply. So I probably would have played bishop a2, bishop c2, you know, seems safe too, but... Okay, it seems like they're not supposed to harass this. What if I did just harass my bishop here? What does the engine think of it? Bishop d2. So this is just misplaced and a liability. So it's like I gain a tempo in developing my bishop, so it makes sense to me. Play this. Other moves it shows. Is this a move ever? No. Wants d5, which I think is maybe a big part of the reason why. I mean, it's granted 0.2, 0.3, it's the same thing. Move the rook. Okay, I did play that. They move it back. And here they want a takes, which in hindsight makes sense, but it's fine. Also, it's showing knight g5. So I overlooked the key idea of this, which was playable here. But I think I mentioned that it wasn't. Why not? Oh, I guess there's no knight hanging, so I thought maybe like rook e7 after the fact. I mean, in the game I didn't consider this until after the knight was hanging. But then I went back and I looked at it and I was like, but then this. But bishop takes f7 is still shown, which I find very odd. Although actually, I think an idea like this is shown in the book. Although I think the f-file is open in the case where wait, what? Yeah, that's a queen blunder. I don't know, I saw a queen check and I was like, there, of course, but okay. Yeah, I guess that is problematic. I see. But yeah, there are ideas of sacking multiple pieces, I think, in the marshal. Anti-marshal for whites. Where you are down... Basically, you trade 2 pieces for the rook. But then you have strong compensation. But that's not this line. Anyways. Going back. I didn't see that. So I played just h6. Or h3. They move their knights, and... h3, actually, I should think about. So I play h3, ignoring the fact that there are other ideas. Let's get more engine lines, actually. Okay, h3 is a top idea in this position, ignoring the tactics, because this, I presume, maybe there are ideas that too, but, you know, it's ultimately going for that too. At least I assume so. Yeah. h3 is actually a top move, so very good find for me, I think. Play this. Knight g5 again is an idea, I don't play it. Where is rook e1? It's not even there, but yeah, 0.6, 0.4. I'm playing decent ideas, I think. Maybe the other moves have a stronger idea. It actually did like this immediately to play for f4, so my idea was against maybe the top not doing this plan. Oh, also that move blocks the rook. Wait, what's the response? Oh, it's d5. Okay. I see. Wait, is d5 the only response? That's not like super duper losing? It is. I played rook e1 with the motive of just rerouting the knight, which, I don't know, was kind of against f4 ideas. I'm not too sure how to feel about it. They played this. I play knight f1. Maybe this plan's just a bit slow. I think it's just why it doesn't like it, but I don't think there's anything in particular. Knight to h2. Yeah, it just wants me to play f4, I think. Curious as to how the engine would follow up on this. Okay, let's not play d5. Let's say... what's something that doesn't feel very forcing? Well, that might be related to it. Let's say bishop e7 gets played, which is interesting considering it's been shown. Well, you can't play f4 because there are multiple attackers. Idea of trading this off is interesting. I guess the queen would also support f4 from that square. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it to that as my analysis of this. I could go deeper, but I don't know. I'm being lazy at best. Or no, I'm being lazy at worst, but I'm being practical with my time at best. They do this, and yeah, that just kind of makes it obvious. So... okay, it doesn't really like this knight move. Knight to a5. Why? I'm curious. I have no issue with my move, but... why? Who cares? I guess it is controlling this square. And that helps me have the outpost for the bishop. Is that the reason? Maybe. But I don't really blame myself for not seeing that. Although, it is something I should be capable of seeing at least. But it's fine. They take it, trade, whatever. As long as the evaluation is always +2 or more, I would say, roughly. I mean, I won't mind like 1.8. I'm fine with how I played. I'm curious as to how important rook f8 was. Although, I don't think... if, for example, I played this move... okay, there are no ideas apparently. I was scared of this move. And let's say I play this knight here. It's still fine, though. Which makes sense, I guess, but... I mean, how can you not be fine from this position? Everything's kind of collapsing though, and it gets scary. I like my rook f8 move. Where was rook f8 ranked? Among moves, I wonder. Or F1, in my mind, F1 and F8 are the same square. Rook F1 might be the top move. I just take the rook, they kick the knight, I move to logical square, attack it, I attack the knight, attack the knight again, get rid of the knight, put my knight in a strong square, I move the rook to somewhere more useful and less estranged, knight back, takes is fine, get my queen to a better square, offer a trade, double them, attack the queen, they do this, and okay, I just highly doubt I mess something up here, but we'll see. I don't think there are really any complications worth looking at. Yeah. I guess I need to read that anti-martial chapter, or at least the part that's relevant to the lines I have to play in the closed Sicilian, or this the closed Roy Lopez type stuff, where it doesn't actually transpose. Because this is, yeah, I haven't actually read the part with this, I just put in the main line into chess book from the book. Hey, that will be it.